Hey.
Okay, now I can
Haha.
see me, but I can't see. So,
There you are.
there you are.
There you are. I
Jeez
see ya.
Louise, man. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't remember why the hell we met.
Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just texting my mom. I'm out of cookies.
I love it.
So you know what I do, because it's my mom, and my mom needs to feel needed and wanted, which she is.
Yeah.
But I sent her a picture of basically the empty tin.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Refill. Need a refill.
Mom, I need more cookies.
Need some more biscotti, mommy.
Oh, not even cookies. Mommy makes you biscotti? That's amazing.
What else is she gonna make?
My mom doesn't make me biscotti. My mom doesn't make me cookies at all. I think I make my mom more cookies than she makes me cookies.
Oh, no, you gotta stop that nonsense.
I know.
That's what mummies are for.
It's not happening here. It's not happening here, Kenny.
No, I got my order in. Be ready Sunday pickup.
I love that.
I love it.
I love it. Mama Vannucci, I want cookies too.
I'll tell her that. I say, Phil wants cookies.
I want cookies too. Oh man, that's so good.
You better believe it, man. Well, Daniel's bugging me. He goes, don't send that to Nona. I said, bullshit.
Yeah, no.
So first off, she's my mom before she's your Nona.
Yeah.
So I'll do whatever I damn well please.
Doing it.
Tell me.
Doing it. Oh my God.
Like he doesn't do it to his mom.
I know, right?
Exactly. Freaking kids are amazing. So what's going on?
So
I get set up here.
I have a bit of a rant.
Oh Jesus.
Well, no, not a rant. I guess I have I guess it's a call out. Like I'm super impressed with Ikea's Omnichannel experience.
Oh yeah.
So I'm having that moment. So I set up, I think a couple of episodes we were talking about me setting up my desk, and I was all proud. I salvaged stuff from my house, and I put up this little kitty desk in the corner. I've completely outgrown the kitty desk.
Well, you're a big shot. You're a week into your unemployment. Shit, you should have a big desk.
I know, but so I'm running out of room, right? So I need a desk, and so I've been looking at desks, right? But I was looking at Wayfair. I was looking at all these kind of websites, Walmart, right? Like, because what I need, like, I need kind of a very specific size for this corner, right? I'm going to stay in this corner, but I need just more space and more organization. And IKEA is the only one that kind of replaces the fear of like not knowing not being able to touch and feel. So when you hover, like the small things, like so when you hover on an IKEA product, it actually shows you the dimensions. So you don't have to worry about like, gosh, like but everyone else like Wayfair, I keep calling them Westfair, which I think totally shows my age.
God, you're dating yourself big time on that one. Jesus. That's been a while closed.
Okay, so you're old when Kenny is actually going, I ain't touching that one. Like I'm not going anywhere near that.
Jesus.
But so yeah, no, like so I'm on Wayfair, and Wayfair doesn't Wayfair doesn't do that. Like it just doesn't. You got to click in, and then you got to go into the product. You got to like load the product page, and then you got to scroll all the way down before you actually get to see the dimensions. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
yeah,
then,
but Ikea's been doing this for so long in store.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, they took the same experience out of store.
Yeah. But
you know what it is with that? They're just good.
They're really good. They really are. Like they're
They're
really
just good.
Yeah. And I think that's like one of those things. Like it's such a small thing, but it's almost like if you do bricks and mortar or you do retail, either bricks and mortar or online, you have to walk the experience and like see if you actually like your own experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, but how many do a good job at that? Like seriously.
Not a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, really not a lot, right? Like, but But you
Like
do
IKEA,
kind of
we talked
like,
about IKEA, Apple does it. Yeah, yeah, the usual
yeah,
suspects,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's funny. We were in IKEA this weekend too,
yeah,
and I don't know. We were looking for something. I don't think we were actually. I don't know what the hell we were looking for. Looking for a cheap couch.
yeah. Okay.
And Amelia didn't want to go to IKEA because she goes, it's too cheap there. And I said, I know, but let's get some ideas.
Yeah,
So you go there, and you do the mouse maze,
yeah,
and we ended up fucking picking up something in every section almost, and not nothing bigger. You know what it is? I told him, I said, you know what? I said, as much as nobody likes this experience, nobody likes shopping for
yeah,
furniture. I don't give a shit. And if they say they do, they're full of shit. Nobody likes shopping for furniture,
yeah,
but IKEA makes it kind of fun.
yeah. They do.
They
They
do.
do.
It's a neat experience. And then we did the same thing. I went online later. I thought, geez, this feels good too.
Yeah,
Like they just get it. I mean, it's good all around.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
No,
it's
I like it.
disposable. I get it. It's not a big deal. We're not, it is what it is.
Yeah,
But they don't make any bones about it. And I think I like the stores. I like their online. I just think they do a good job. Period.
yeah. I think so, and I just think like, I think guys like Wayfair, they're like, especially in something like furniture where it's all online, like they don't do anything else, right? Like Wayfair doesn't have a store or anything. You'd think that they have this stuff licked, right? Because,
Maybe that's the problem though. Maybe because they
yeah,
just never had a store and they don't know
yeah,
what people. Sometimes maybe that's where the bricks and mortar guy, if they have brains in their head like
yeah,
IKEA, will say, listen, this is all the questions we get.
yeah,
We get people coming with tape measures
yeah,
because they're just not too sure.
yeah,
So why not just provide that
yeah,
online? I mean,
yeah. Just
how
solve it.
complicated to put in measurements? Like
Yeah,
seriously,
just solve
that's
it.
not rocket science. And we're both talking about this for
Yeah.
5 minutes now. I mean,
It's true.
seriously,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
really true.
unbelievable.
It's really
Come
true.
on,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
such a dumbass little thing,
Yeah,
and
it's
yet
true.
what a great experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So kudos to IKEA. Good
I
for them.
know, I know. Good for IKEA. Look at
So
that.
how was the rest of the week after
Uh,
your little IKEA rant?
I know my little IKEA lost my mind. No, it's been good. It's been really busy. Like it's like today I had the webinar. That
How'd it
went
go?
really well. Yeah, it went really well. We uh we got like it was really quick. It was a half hour plus about 15 15, maybe not even that long, like half an hour, 35, 40 minutes maybe, tops for the webinar.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. We walked our way through. We talked about. I kind of tried to bucket. I tried to bucket the buyer experience. So, what I was trying to tell brands is like, there's kind of like three things, right? So I kind of borrowed this from the ladies that I taught Global Pet with, but I reformatted it differently. I looked at like method, right? So method is like all the mechanics that a buyer worries about, right? So you and I were laughing about how like as soon as somebody puts a product on the table, you stop hearing them say anything because your brain's already going like,
Right.
what does it cost? Where does it fit? Blah, blah, blah. So I just try to give metrics to all of those things. Um, because Askuity is a data company, right? And so I had said, look, like, you're obviously listening to this because you're Askuity customers. Askuity has all the reports that you need, and here are all the fields you need a checklist. So if you're walking into a buyer meeting and all of these fields aren't, you haven't checked all these boxes, go back and make sure that every one of these is in your Prezzo. Otherwise, you're going to get tossed out, right? Because the buyer's just not going to believe that you're legit, right?
Right.
And then I talked about like, so once you've got the buyer there and the buyer is now thinking about where to put it, you got to figure out how you turn all that marketing mumbo jumbo that all the sorry brand guys, but when you build 360 plans, it doesn't really mean anything to buyers, right? Like you can spend $1 million on Facebook, but a buyer doesn't give a crap, right? What they really
I
care
don't care
about
about.
is like, how much of that $1 million is coming to me, right? Like
Right.
how am I going to use that, right? And like if you leave it to a buyer will go, listen, just shave, $500,000 and give it to me, and then I'll make your product fly, right? Which you don't want as a marketer. So you got to build action-oriented insights into, what you're doing, right? So,
Right.
and that's how you make magic with buyer, because then the buyer
Okay. But what are
understands,
you telling them to do? What was your suggestion, sort of?
So the example that we used, Askuity had some really great regional data. So we used a fictitious. They have they've had a whole bunch of brands that this has worked in, but we masked the data and kind of like hid the brands. but we basically said, hey, like if you take fictitious brand Chris's cleaning products, because the host on the show's name is Chris, and we said like Chris's cleaning product has a generic cleaner, and then he has a regional, no, he has a organic cleaner, and so when you look out west, the organic cleaner obviously sells better, and then the generic cleaner sells better, kind of in non-environmentally friendly or environmentally
Look, just different
regular
areas.
states,
Let's say
right?
in Quebec, it's
Yeah,
not a big deal.
correct,
Pick on
right?
Quebec. Why not?
Yeah. And so he picked California and Ohio. He was trying to use US
Okay,
examples.
but that's the same as us.
So
That's BC
yeah, and
and Quebec
Ontario or Quebec,
or
yeah.
Ontario. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and so basically, what the brand did is they went back to the buyer and said, "Listen, like, we should reset your stores differently. So the ones out west should get eco-friendly product. You should skew up on that. Like, our data shows that we sell better there, so we're going to help you cut down on, inventory levels on general cleaner. Try and help you carry less product. Try and help you skew up on that stuff. And then out east, where the eco-friendly cleaner doesn't mean as much, let's get you the general cleaner. Let's get you into those products and help you recluster your stores properly." So just a really actionable, easy insight that you can take the data, you can optimize your stores, and be able to do something different with. And that leads you into magic, right? Because now the buyer knows that, hey, you know what, like maybe the brand sales went up, but you're now thinking about a buyer's store, right? Because you're thinking about
What
operationally,
category?
this makes it easier for the buyer, like,
Yep.
all of those things. So now you can go back and sell more. Like, so how do you figure out now, hey, listen, like, we've got this eco-friendly insight for the West. What else do you have in your lineup that you should be optimizing with this buyer, right? Like, how do you do that so that the buyer loves you more because you're thinking about their sets, right? And then you're getting some efficiency, you're getting, and so that's how you build magic. Is that
Makes
so?
total sense. The concept is awesome. The
Yeah.
execution may be a little bit tougher
Yeah, for sure.
because what you got to try to do is now, I mean, in a large multinational or national who can probably planogram regionally,
Yeah.
that might be okay where they have teams. If you get into companies like anything smaller than that, or like a Metro, London, Save-On, it doesn't matter. They're not going to have
Yeah.
one. They probably don't have the people resources to do that.
Yeah.
And to manage it. Like what I hated planogramming that way.
Yeah.
It's the right way to do it. But you're one person, you're managing 4 provinces.
Yeah.
And you're, how you gonna execute all this?
Yeah.
Now, systems could have taken care of that. I mean, I wish we had more systems and other things, and that would have managed it. But as soon as it became, the insight was awesome, and I loved it.
Yeah.
But I always used to thinking, well, that's great. Now what do you want me to do? Right? Because it's good, but how do I execute this?
But I think that's where the magic is, right? Is you start to.
That's totally what it. I loved
Yeah.
reps who did that with me.
Yeah, but
Made me think.
also like it's also the managing that part, right? Because like where the magic falls down is like a brand that pushed that out to someone like you, but didn't hear your concerns about, hey, listen, like I get it. I get this is the right thing to do. Operationally, I don't know how to, like, I don't have the capability of doing that. If a brand continued to push down that road, right? Because we both know brands like that would go, yeah, but don't you know it's the right thing to do? And you go, you're not listening to me. I can't operationally
Can't do it.
this, right?
You're absolutely spot on, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
good in the hood. Love the idea.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, like what the F, right? And so I think the magic is great. So I hear you. You can't do it. What can I do that drives things different? Like, do I just, can I build you a display that goes on a sidewinder that you'd be able to
Possible.
hold?
Maybe we
know
could
what I
do
mean?
an
Like,
end.
yeah,
Maybe a promo event. Sure.
yeah, right. Like,
But again,
or I
but that's
could,
that's a good rep though. That's what you're looking for on the buying side is
Yeah.
someone to come in and honestly give a shit and say, listen, I want to help you grow this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I got a meeting tomorrow with a buyer.
Yeah.
Right. And my principals wanted me to bring in this fucking list 17 miles long. I said, first off, I don't want to fucking look at it.
Yeah.
Never mind show this guy.
Yeah.
I said, well, why would I show him this? I said, I'm not even interested.
Yeah.
I said, let's just look at the holes he's got.
Yeah.
Let's see what his list. I know our top 50 SKUs in each company.
Yeah.
Let's see what his list looks like relative to ours.
Yeah.
And if his listing base doesn't match, then it's an easy discussion. Say, listen, just so you know,
Yeah.
what you have is great. but here's some of the holes you're having if you want to know how we're doing.
Yeah.
And since we're selling to your competitors,
Yeah.
this might be relevant information for you, and this is what I think you should do.
Yeah.
And then I'm not putting you at risk.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell you dogs, right? I mean, I can
Yeah.
change the mix up a little bit so you don't carry maybe, one guy carries a 500 gram, one carries a 1 kg
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But at least we were all, trying to grow business. I mean,
Yeah.
I have no desire to list shit just for the sake of delisting. That's too much work for me.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
There's no point to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's, so that's what I was trying to do with these guys is just bucket it.
That's good.
Get
No,
them
that's
to,
good.
Think about this stuff. So yeah, it was good. It was
If
really great
all
discussion.
sellers need to know that.
Yeah.
That's critical for sellers to understand, and most don't get it.
No.
Most big guys didn't get it.
No.
And you know which one? It was always the usual suspects. All the guys with a blank and blank.
Why are you looking at me, Kenny? Stop looking at me.
I didn't say the letters were the same. I just said blank and blank. You're very sensitive. This unemployment thing is really wreaking havoc on you.
Oh man. But yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ivory tower talk is wonderful. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's true.
Give me something to chew on and give me some help.
Yeah, and I think actually the hardest part, I think my aha in all of this is, I don't know if it's an aha, I guess I had it a long time ago, but it's kind of a reminder is, like, I actually think that corporate people, that all the people that start with blank and blank, they need to, I actually think that one of the stints that you should do somewhere along the way is to actually, like, spend 2 weeks running a store, running a department, running. Do you know what I mean?
If that's an opportunity.
Yeah.
I even think from a buying side. I think coming up through the stores. This is where I think London was brilliant, and probably Save On to some degree, and all these companies is that the hire within and hire from the trenches is not a bad way to do it. I mean, you got to hire the smart people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, even I knew, like, I'd sit and look at things and think, this isn't going to execute. Yeah. Oh, but I said, you don't know my stores. No. I do.
Yeah.
And I know how the shelving goes, and I built ends, and I built planograms. Yeah. This ain't going to execute.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. I hate to tell you. You can argue all day with me. I know it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Now, let's see if we can find something that will.
Yeah.
But, I came from that. I know what we can pull. Like once you've been in the stores, you know what you can do and can't do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I think the other one is just the whole, like, because when you're a brand, like, so you're a brand now, you look at, like, historical history, you think about, like, I'm getting ready for a call with a buyer, but the buyer side in you know that, like, when you get the buyer, only really half a buyer's brain is with you at that moment, right? Because they're coming from, like, they're coming from getting yelled at from, like, 80 stores or 300 stores or whatever the number is, right? Like, they're worried about ops people, they're worried about marketing people, they're worried about, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
totally.
It's that you're, like, people are missing that general manager experience to, like, be able to go,
Hence why I'm not going in with this inundated thinking. Yeah. My angle is going to be, if someone came to me with this, that actually came from the industry and that hopefully you can trust, is that I don't want to bring you shit that's not going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's a guarantee in life. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to bring you are these things for these reasons.
Yeah.
This is what I think it's going to do for our business.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's get this done. And then I said that if we want to go play out in niche field next time, no issues. I don't mind trying different things.
Yeah.
But let's get the base set. Let me put stuff in that I know you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
You're not going to have stores yelling at you because it was a stupid idea or a stupid product. Right? Oh, obviously, some stores are going to work better than others. But realistically, we're going to put in, I don't care about, I guess the difference. I'm not a sales guy. I don't care about the listing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. I mean, what's the difference? So they don't take it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not, if my guys, what are they going to do to me? They're going to fire me? Go ahead. If I think the product's stupid, I'm not pitching it. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to pitch what I think makes sense for that account.
Yeah.
And it's hard because, I liked it when reps actually put themselves first. I mean, me first, then themselves, then their company third.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I probably did more to help them and their company
Yeah,
than they did
because you
because I knew
know,
that
yeah, because
because
you
they
know
had
they're
my back.
invested in you and the company, right?
Exactly.
So yeah,
And they knew that they were
yeah,
trying to make me look good and make my life easier. And
yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah,
And then when they come for favors, what did you do? Yeah, I can help you out.
yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah. I hear you.
But you're right. Most people come with that list and you're just looking at them thinking, buddy, have you not clued in? I left the
Yeah,
conversation an hour ago. I don't know. What are
yeah,
you still doing here?
yeah.
I know you want to get to page 4.
Yeah, but
This presentation is
honestly,
finished. I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah,
I've already gone to the last page.
yeah,
We're
yeah, yeah,
finished.
yeah. Man,
It's hard for people to understand. Like I laughed. I listened to the podcast, and I was thinking, geez, I remember those meetings where, because I was notorious for it. I'd
yeah,
start talking, or I'd get up and get to the phone
yeah,
as they're going through the presentation. I'd be calling, okay, hey, Alfie, can you come up and see this? I got to see how
yeah,
this works on the planogram.
yeah,
And they'd be thinking, and they're thinking, buddy, shut up for a minute. Just
yeah.
whatever, just skip a presentation.
I gotta
We're well
get through
past
the
this.
pitch, man.
Yeah, you can skip a page.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not going to phone anybody. I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah, yeah. It's hilarious, man. So
But
anyway,
that's hard.
it was
It's hard
good.
to do. You got to have confidence to do that too, though, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think
Or be
so.
over prepared.
Yeah, I think you got to be over prepared, right?
Yeah,
Um,
and really know your buyer,
yeah, yeah. I
right?
mean,
Ideally, you kind of know what pushes buttons, which buttons to push them, and when not to.
yeah. I think so. I think the two things that probably got me prepped the fastest was somebody taught me that, like, it's great that you got a 10-page deck or 40-page deck. What's the one thing? So, right, because the really famous thing that hardcore buyers are known to do is, like, you've got an hour, but for either deliberately or because they're running late or whatever, you only get 20 minutes. So
Yeah,
what are you going to do? Right? Like, you can't go through 40 pages.
hit
So,
the highlight,
you
baby,
know,
hit the highlight.
so what are the highlights and what's the ask? Like, what's the one thing that if he was like, if you were like, hey, listen, like, I literally don't know what happened. I've gotten killed in all these meetings. I know I'm supposed to meet with you. Bad on me, but I literally got 5 minutes. Walk with me. What do you need? Right? Like, what
Yeah,
is the one thing? Right? And so I feel like a lot of that was key for me. Right? Like somebody taught me that. It was like, listen, like, just like, what is it? Right? Like, get to it. Like, what is the
get
one
to the
thing?
point.
You
What do
know?
you need?
Yeah.
What are you asking for?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ultimately, and this because it is a buyer's world, what's it going to do for me?
Yeah. What's in it
Or
for
what
me?
can I do for
Yeah.
you to make your life that much easier?
Yeah.
Right? And as soon as you understand that that is how the game plays, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Then the rest of it gets easiar.
It sure
Yeah.
does. And then
Yeah.
so people trust you and they just know that you're not out to,
Yep.
you're really there to make sure that it actually works. I don't
Yeah.
really care about the rest of it.
Yeah. 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 So anyway, that's my week so far. What's
Good.
going on?
That's good. No, it's again, it was another small business week.
Yeah.
I told you we had that meeting about the digging up of First Avenue and
Yeah.
how that's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
play out. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Like, it's going to be interesting.
So
It's going to be
disruptive.
dusty. It's going to be noisy.
Yeah.
All the crossroads. The main drags are open,
Yeah.
but in, like a 30 block area where you had 30 intersections, 5 will be open,
Oh wow.
right? Going one direction. I mean, and the other direction is going to be, like, by us, closed, just closed. There is no east-west. It's only north-south. And in the other area, it's going to be east-west sharing the same lanes
Oh wow.
that they would have had separately. So it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's got to get done. There's nothing you can really do.
And are you? Do you know if your traffic, like the store traffic you get, is normally pedestrian traffic or is it?
Mostly in
driving?
our area, a lot of it's foot. I mean, you're
Yeah.
pretty much a local that's going to
Okay.
be shocked. But even
Okay.
for a local, if it's dusty, if it's
Yeah, it's
noisy,
gonna be gross. Yeah.
if it feels, I mean, and I'm sure Fortis isn't going to do that, but if it feels dangerous
Yeah.
or, it's going to change things. I mean, it is what it is,
Yeah.
right? It's inevitable.
Yeah. It's a
But,
true retail term. It's gonna be gross.
yeah, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I'm
Yeah.
going to, so now I'm thinking of all the little promos we can do to,
Yeah. Hmm.
we went to, it was funny. And I'll tell you, this is for small business. So if there's small business guys listening, don't be stupid. When they have public forums or they have people,
Yeah.
and it's going to impact your world,
Yeah.
book the 2 hours and go.
Yeah. 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 It's
So in our
important.
street, let's say there's 150 businesses.
Yeah.
They're going to
How
be
many went?
impacted just in our street.
Yeah.
20? 25? And you know what's going to happen? The 125 who didn't go, but I have no fucking clue what's going to go, and I'm going to be the ones chiming in the most.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? And it's not that I can do anything. I can't change anything. This is done. This is going to happen. Whatever. Now it's just mitigation. Right? How do I mitigate the problems and the losses and see what we can do? But I got a little bit more information than I had yesterday, and I got some ideas. We've already actually even talked to the key players.
Nice.
If you want to do forums, and so the neighborhood maybe once a week gets updates. If you want, use the coffee bar.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. Do you have sorry, how many blocks? Is it a lot of, like, is it a really long distance that
you know Vancouver, sort of, right?
Yeah.
So basically it's from Boundary and First to Clark Drive.
Oh, it's far.
So in main drag terms, it's Clark Drive, Commercial, Victoria, Nanaimo, Renfrew, Rupert, Boundary. And 5 blocks in between each of those.
Wow.
So I don't know if it's like 2-3 kilometers.
I was just thinking, like, I wonder if as a group you could put up like a pop-up at the beginning or at the end of the construction. Do you know, like, some that
it's traffic. How do you manage traffic?
Yeah. Some that kind of, like, I don't know. Like you know,
I know your thing.
It's weird. It's
I don't know
like,
how
I'm thinking of, like, umbrella bags, like those sort of little things. Like, is there something you can do at the beginning and the end of the thing to, I don't know.
Well, it'd be like this, though. Pretend it's Yonge Street.
Yeah.
Right. So pretend the next main thoroughfare that goes toward the lake. So that's north-south, right?
Yeah.
Yonge runs north-south, right?
Yeah, correct.
So the next one would be Spadina.
Yeah.
And then Bathurst.
Yeah.
And all those side streets. So University now will not cross.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I got it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go Queen West. So Yonge crosses that way, perpendicular. So those cross streets now are all closed.
Yeah.
So if you're coming down Spadina and you wanted to turn onto, Queen, east or west, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. You can't go.
So you got to go down, come back around, and the next intersection you'd have to go to now is either going to be Yonge or Bathurst. All the intersections in between there are now closed.
Yeah, I was trying to think of, but it's really far, like 2-3K. It's hard to do.
And it's residential, right? It's not like we're in the middle of, Commercial is a business street.
Yeah.
Clark is just a thoroughfare from the port. It's a thoroughfare.
Yeah.
Victoria is a neighborhood street. Nanaimo is north-south local traffic. So's Renfrew, so's Rupert. Boundary would be a bigger street. But you know what I mean, right? You're not talking Yonge streets.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
You're talking different streets.
I got it. Huh.
But that's okay. I mean, it's like anything. You know what? We're going to have to get creative and just do shit. I mean, there's not much you can do. I mean, like I said, I got more information yesterday than I did the day before, and there's about 125 businesses that have no freaking clue what's coming. Right? And then honestly, to me, that's the miss. Yeah. And that's where small business really got to get their shit together. So when these things come up, you got to be involved.
Yeah.
You have to go. You have to go. You don't have to argue. You don't have to be a jerk about it.
Yeah.
But get some information. At least you kind of know what might be coming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, that sort of took up. And then again, it's been a grasshopper week.
Nice.
Right? It's been good. Been spending a lot of time with the coffee companies. Yeah, it's been good. Just trying to get all the social media cleaned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I've always hated it, but what I hate the most is, like, I just did all my expenses for Global Pet Expo, right? Because I'm a speaker, so they compensate me for the flight down, and but I realize how much I hate doing paperwork.
Oh
and
yeah,
yet,
wait.
Like, it's just so critical to the whole process, right? Like, I gotta get paid, I gotta pay for bills, like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Oh,
like,
trust me, I get it.
All that stuff is like, ugh.
And then you're behind. Like, when I first started, I was pretty good. Like, the first day of the month, I'd have the invoices ready on the spreadsheet and everything all organized. Now it's the 7th, 8th. Fucking thinking, shit, I guess I got to get that done. I got someone hounding me for expenses for 2 months. It's on my list.
Yeah. But it's just, and every day you postpone it, the more you don't want to do it, right? So I'm just like,
well, exactly.
Yeah.
But hey, that's all part of it too.
What do you do?
That's all part of it too. So.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's
I
why
think
people
so.
got to understand when they listen to this thing. If they have ideas, man, we're always like,
Yeah,
I
we're
was
always.
doing a pet one today.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool. That's
some
very
really
cool.
cool
Yeah.
freeze dried treats,
Nice.
right?
Nice. Yeah.
Fish, meats,
Okay.
and then looking at some other stuff. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was one of those ones I had the meeting on Tuesday with a friend, and then we dragged another friend into it, and we're kind
Yeah.
of just looking at it and seeing, how does this work? How can we make this actually work?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
another project I really just need to be handling right now because I barely handle the ones I actually have running. I don't even handle those well. So I might as well start another 4 or 5 projects and do
I
them
think
all piss
it's
poor.
I think it's just the entrepreneur in you, man. Like that's the
I
way it
can't
goes,
focus.
right? Like,
I can't focus.
man.
I can't. I just keep looking at it, and then and I
Yeah.
told you, it's this ADD. It's all over the place,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't
I
even excited about tomorrow, and I started doing the presentation for tomorrow.
yeah.
Right? It's gonna be very simple, but I'm getting all
Yeah.
excited.
No, I think that's the beauty of it is when you're an entrepreneur, that's what you live for, right? Is the ideas, right? So it's just having
Sure.
the infrastructure behind you to be able to, you need to, you know, chuck it behind you, right? So you need somebody behind you to go, I got it,
I had
I
that. It
got
was
it,
called London Drugs. I used to
So
have a crew behind me
yeah.
that, thank God, were there because they were the best. You know what I got now?
Yeah.
Nobody. To me, the most useless person to throw shit at is
Yeah.
me
Yeah. I know. I
because I
make
know what I do.
lists. I make lists, right? It's like,
I make
damn it,
piles.
another list. Like,
Honestly, like I seriously, I'm not. Yeah, I love ideas. I love that stuff. It's the shit in between.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
getting better at it. Because you have no choice, right?
yeah. You got to do it.
But there's
Yeah,
just some stuff I just really and truly, I just really don't like doing. That I just, yeah, it's gonna be tough. Hence why I drag so many people into my world. So
I like it. I think the more people in your world, the better.
I
I
think so
think
too. I think
I
it's a lot
think
more fun.
yeah, and I think I don't know. I kind of I had somebody ask me that, right? Because I think you're like this too. Is I almost never say no to a meeting.
Yeah, I pretty much don't.
And you know what I mean? Like,
Because you
and
never
so
know.
yeah, you never know. Like, and so like I think between this week and next week, I even like I've got like three super junior, kind of digital marketers who are just trying to figure out what they want to do. And so I met with one of them today, and like it's just little things, right? Because you're just
But those are
like,
the best meetings.
yeah, they're
Those are
so
fun.
young and they're so smart, and you're just
You're
like,
excited, and you think,
you
you
just need
walk out
to
thinking, that poor kid
like,
got
damn
nothing.
it,
I
like,
got
yeah,
so much cool
I
information out of
know,
this,
I
right?
know, I know. So, and
And I'm
then
sure the
I
kid's
I had
okay.
I had one reach out to me on LinkedIn. I've never met her before, and she was like, "You have a really interesting career journey," and I was like, I don't know if that's like the young way of saying you've got ADD or your career's a disaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
maybe
but she
you need
was
some help.
like,
You're a bit of a train wreck.
yeah, yeah. But she was like, I'm starting out, and you've got a really interesting career journey. Would love to buy you a coffee. And I was like, all right, I'm in. Like,
Why not?
yeah, right. Like, I don't know
I
what
don't care.
happens. Like,
I like it.
yeah,
I like, and sometimes, you know, yeah, I just like it.
yeah,
I do.
yeah,
I just like hearing what people are doing,
yeah. I
right?
like it, and I like the dialogue that comes with it. I like sometimes you're helping them, sometimes they're helping you. Sometimes you don't get anything out of it besides meeting somebody nice, right? And that's okay too, right? And like,
I tell you the
yeah,
truth, that's
so
sometimes the best part,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because that'll spin into other things no matter what anyway. I just like it. I do. I'm like you. I get a kick out of it. I like just shooting the shit, and
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah. No, I like
Give me
it.
another idea to bounce off that, because again, we don't have enough going on.
Yeah,
Throw a few more
yeah.
ideas. That's good. Throw a few ideas at these people. That'll keep them under control.
If you're listening to this and you're from Japan, we want to hear from you, because we have followers in Canada, obviously the United States, but Japan is our third highest listener audience.
Strange. I wonder why.
I don't know why. So if you're from Japan, we would love a shout out if you could just hit us at this Commerce Life and just tell us who you are, because we'd love to give you a shout out. But we also have France, the UK, Morocco, Mexico, Spain, Germany, Italy, Ireland. Ireland is new. and New Zealand is new.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, both of those are new, and then we've got Republic of Korea as well. So yeah, but Ireland and New Zealand are new this time. The Italians came on last time, Germany the time before that, but the one that's probably weirdest is the Japanese. We thank you so much because you're downloading, but we would love to hear from you. So
Yeah, I'd love to
tell
know
us who you
what
are.
it is,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And if anything, I mean, if people chime in, we can actually then tailor. I mean, we're only going to do so much tailoring because we're really
yeah,
not that well prepared people.
yeah. We're
Like we basically just get on and start talking.
this is it.
Yeah, this is pretty much this is pretty much an
Yeah,
unedited,
yeah,
giddy up,
yeah,
away they go. What are they going to talk about tonight? Who the
yeah.
hell knows?
The well, that's not true. So sometimes we prepare. So Kenny makes a coffee, and I pour a tea. So
That's about as all prepared I do.
that's
Well,
that's
I got
that's
my
our
mom to
prep,
send me
right? Like,
cookies.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That worked out
Biscotti.
tonight. So
Yeah,
I have to return the tin.
yeah,
She did text me back. I got to bring the
yeah.
tin back. That's
Um,
the only way I get cookies. So
does if the first Japanese person to send us could they get some biscotti from you?
I'll send some of my mom's biscotti for
Yeah.
sure. I'll even send
All
some
right.
grass if they want.
Okay. So first listener from Japan, if you can tell us who you are, um, on any of the social
Homemade
media,
biscotti, homemade Italian
yeah,
biscotti, the real stuff,
yeah.
no fake shit.
Grandma Vannucci gonna make
Absolutely.
you biscotti. So if you're from Japan and a listener of ours, hit us at Facebook or Twitter and let us know, and Grandma Vannucci will send you
Nona Vannucci,
some
she'll be all
biscotti.
over it. She'll be
Yeah,
excited.
I
I'm
love
not sending you a tin though, because she'll want it back.
it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.